Hey family, it's your girl attorney Brunel Donald Che. Just wanted to come to you today with a scripture coming out of Psalm 126 and 5. And the scripture says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy." Those who those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. That's the word today that we're going to dive into. I tell you, it's been just a crazy couple of days. Yesterday, my car just out of nowhere stranded in Oregon, Illinois, which is a very far from Chicago. Okay, I'm working to get a client out of some mess. It was a great day professionally because my client was able to get out of a felony case into a misdemeanor case, which was a big blessing for her. And I go out and my car just would not start. Come to find out, I'm all the way in Oregon, Illinois, and the car's what is it called? Oh Jesus, please forgive me. I'm not a mechanic. I try. Alternator went out. Couldn't believe it. So had to leave the car in Oregon. Ended up having to call my first roommate from college to because she was the only person I knew in that area. One person called her, told her, "Look, I'm stranded." She was like, "Okay, let me see what I can do." She talked to her husband. He was in Chicago. Talked to her son. He was 30 minutes away from where I was, and he came and got us. Took us to the train, which was an hour drive from where we were. Got on the train back to Chicago to take a lift home. And by the time we got home, we had left about maybe 11 something. By the time we got home, it was almost 9 o'clock. It was a crazy day. And so I'm coming off the cusp of that. And then this morning, I got up to read Psalm 126 because I try to read a psalm every day. I try. And there was, they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. And I'm like, God, Father, I have sown so many tears, Lord. I've sown so many tears in my life. And I'm just like, God, I know your word is true. I know your word can never lie. I know that your word can never return to you void. It must accomplish what you set it out to do. So, Father, where I know, I was like, God, where's the joy? I've been believing for the joy all my life, all my Christian life since I was 17 years old. And when you get in moments like that, you begin to forget. When you get in moments where you just going through and it's like, God, come on, God, come on. I know my time. When is my lottery going to hit, God, so to speak? And then the Lord was like, you remember when you graduated law school. You remember when you graduated high school. You remember when you graduated college. These were all milestones for me, all blessings for me, and I was full of joy. You remember when you passed the bar. Do you remember when you got your sister out of that group home? Do you remember when I saved your life? Your mother was there laying dead on the ground on the kitchen floor, and I saved your life. I kept you. I chose you. Do you remember when you got married to your husband Rashid? How you guys met on the internet? He was all the way in Ghana and you were here. Do you remember the day that you learned that he was going to come to America? God started like kind of he'll take you down memory lane. Like when you start thinking like, you know what, God, I don't know if it's gonna happen or whatever. The Lord was like, no, it is gonna happen. You will have that joy. You will shout because you've shouted before. I've been the reason why you've shouted many times. And so as I read this scripture today, and as I'm even like going down memory lane, I'm remembering so many times how I have shouted in thanks to the Lord. And so the tears that we sow, the heartbreaking, heart shattering, tears of brokenness that we sow, it has a reward. It has a harvest. We will reap with joy. I believe that with my entire soul. I was even kind of running away, even sharing this scripture today, or even being on camera today, because I'm like, God, so much is going on with us. Things have not fallen into place like they're supposed to be. I'm not where I feel I should be in life. I'm not where I thought I would be financially in life. There are just so many things. And I'm like, God, when? When? And it's not easy. Some people who are in a homeless shelter will say, what are you complaining about? Or somebody eating out the garbage in another country be like, what are you complaining about? Or somebody who just lost their whole entire family in a devastating fire will be like, what are you crying about? So see, the Lord, when I start going down that lane of woe is me, or oh, why did this happen to me, or why isn't, God will start putting in my mind things like what I just told you, catastrophic car accident, the car burned up and the woman's got 90% burns on her body and she's still walking around praising the Lord. There are people who have gone through all types of catastrophes still walking around praising the Lord. Okay. And you know what, the Lord just put him, you're one of them. You survived your mother's murder. You survived foster care. You survived being homeless. You survived the ugly things people said to you. You survived almost somebody trying to crush you politically. You've survived a lot because God determined that I would survive. And I'm going to tell you the same thing about yourself, no matter what you're going through, no matter who's saying you're not going to make it, no matter who's saying you're not good enough, no matter who's saying you're too fat, you're too short, you're too skinny, you're too dark, or too light. Those tears that you have cried, that you have sown, believe the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords over any human being. And that is one thing that I've had to learn over the years as a Christian. I have to believe God in the face of 1 million people telling me it's this and God telling me no, it's that. Those 1 million people will sound convincing, but they are not God. And if his word says in Psalm 126:5 that you will sow tears and reap joy, that is what it is. Doesn't matter if the president's saying it, the king of England or Queen of England is saying it. Doesn't matter who's saying it. If God says you're going to reap joy, that's what it is. So that's what I'm sharing today. Let's trust the Lord. Let's trust the King of Kings, God of gods, Judge of judges. Let's trust the great I am, the creator of all things. Let's let our eyes look to the Lord, for which cometh our help. Our help cometh from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless America. I know y'all like, why is this girl in black and white? That's the way I was feeling before I did this scripture. But I thank the Lord for color. I wish I could, if I was a techie, I would change this back to color right now, but I'm not. So just knowing my heart and my soul and my mind and everything is in full color right now. Bye for now.